Alright, hey guys, welcome back to Firefist channel, it's Kai. So today we're reviewing on set 4533, which is from the Lego System Trains line back in the day in 1999. So this set is called the Train Track Snow Remover, and it has 58 pieces, has one minifigure, and retailed for $9 USD and $19.50 SGD back in the day. Without further ado, let's go on to the review section. Sorry to interrupt, I thought I'll address this serious situation before we go back to the video. As you can see, a large proportion of you who watch my videos are actually not subscribed to my channel. So if you watch and like my videos, might as well click the little red button on the side over there. Your support would mean a lot to me and go a long way. Hope you enjoy, and without further ado, let's go back to the video. Alright, hello guys. So I just finished building this set up and totally devaluing it, but honestly I don't feel that bad because I'm definitely gonna keep this to the end of my life, and yeah, it is an absolute beauty to have in my collection, considering this is my first Lego train. So I never actually owned any Lego train before, regardless whether it's in the present or the past sets, because I don't know, I just find like Lego trains are super expensive nowadays, and I don't know, to me, because I don't really have space in my room for big collections. I don't really collect trains in general. But yeah, just going back to this set, it's an absolute honor and delight to actually get this set as my first train set, because this train parts right here, I'm pretty sure is vintage in appearance, and Lego don't make them anymore. And before I start on this set, I do want to go a bit on the history of this Snowplow. So the rotary Snowplow actually exists in real life as well, I think in certain regions nowadays, but it was first invented in 1869 in Toronto, Canada by this dentist named J.W. Elliott. This is a small clip at the side representing that real life train right there. And yeah, Lego basically got inspired by that particular train to create this set, and ever since then, from 1999, Lego has never attempted on something like this again. So this is the only version of Snowplow we currently have in Lego form. So that's particularly why it's quite interesting as well. Other than that, looking back on the set design right here, this is interesting in terms of just looking at the bottom layer of the set right there, because as you can see, there's three different kinds of parts for this train parts right here: the front, the back, and the part over here as well. So yeah, all of these three pieces are actually differentiated from one another, with the middle part being more of a brick built feature, whereas the back part and the front part is actually different by the structure at the back over here. So this is the attachers of, say, train cargoes usually have, and this honestly reminds me of Trackmaster from Thomas and Friends, because when I was a kid I did have some Trackmaster like figures or like just toys right there, and this really resembles it. Other than that, what's interesting about the back part is honestly that they have a metallic magnet piece right here that I didn't even know Lego had. So what I assumed was that Lego only ever made, say, like plastic and rubber pieces. I didn't actually thought they made any kind of magnet or metal piece before. So looking at this right here is really surprising, because it did mean that they are using, they did use quite a bit of different materials back in the past as well. And I'm just kind of intrigued by that, I guess. Not really sure about all of you, but yeah, just looking at this is really impressive. And what I like other than that is the fact whereby they did add certain parts to introduce the intricacies of the train, such as the controller part right here, this small bricks right here as well that represents like where the puffing smoke is coming out from, and most importantly they included this piece. So this is supposed to represent the exhaustion pipe, I think, where the smoke is coming from, or something like that, I guess. And this piece is actually used in like other kinds of Lego system truckers back in the past as well. I've seen it in numerous pictures before, but never owned it. So it's absolutely fantastic that I am getting this piece right now, because I always wanted it. But then other than that, definitely a plus point to this set will be the fact whereby they did give a 1x2 printed tile right here that represents the meters and different kinds of buttons and controls that the train conductor will be using. And then other than that, they of course gave us two different kinds of stickers, which was maintained in absolute amazing condition. Really surprised by that, because this set has been in storage for 20 long years, and yeah, the seller definitely maintained this in a good condition, considering like there was no mold inside the box whatsoever. absolutely clean. The only part whereby it was suggestive that this was 20 years ago was the fact whereby this rubber is a bit sticky, but I can understand because, you know, rubber tends to melt over time and deteriorate, so yeah, it makes sense. But yeah, even this like 1x2 tire right here is in absolute mint condition. Like kudos to the seller, really. I'm really happy about that. But then otherwise, going on to the more interesting part is the fact whereby this bit right here actually has a mechanism. So the mechanism is the fact whereby if you roll this middle wheel right here, as you can see, the front will roll as it goes, and it's a very smart mechanism right here because it represents the snowplow very well. Because in real life, the snowplow, how it works is that when the train moves, the frontal part will spin as well and rotate and push away the snow, and this works in exactly the same kind of concept. And yeah, it's really smart, and considering this is from 20 years ago, it was a fantastic work, I would say. One look at this and you probably can't tell what it is, honestly. So yeah, as of all, I really like it. So before we go on to say the main opinion or final verdict of this set, I do need to go through the minifigure. So now for this minifigure right here, we have the train conductor from this set. Okay, let me focus a bit. Okay, so for this train conductor, he is an absolute beauty like this set, just because first of all, he has kind of an expression unlike most system minifigures with the generic smiling face. He has a sunglasses which differentiates him from other minifigures. And then other than that, his torso print right there is the utmost beauty as compared to other system figs, just because of the different kinds of colors on it. Can you see that detail right there? He has a blue undershirt, a red jacket with green dots, and silver lining beneath it. I think that's probably the most amount of detail you can get from a system fig, excluding say like teams like Western teams. Western teams have a lot of details on there, I would say. And yeah, it's beautiful, I would say. And other than that, I guess there's nothing much to talk about for this figure, since his generic accessory is basically a white construction hat. He also has a gray normal legs, and of course the back torso doesn't have any prints. And yeah, that's it for this minifigure. Anyways, now going back towards the main final verdict for this set. To give it rating in terms of its original retail price, I would say definitely a 10 for price to piece ratio, but I have to rate it right now in terms of price to piece ratio. I would reduce it down to say around 7, because I did get this for around $30. So yeah. And then for functionality wise, considering it has a nice play feature that allows you to spin around at front, definitely a solid 10 right there, because it matches with what this train is supposed to do in real life as well. So yeah, and considering, as I said, it's from 20 years ago, that's pretty darn good. And lastly, for the last one, which is aesthetics. Aesthetics of this set is pretty impressive, and I would give it a decent 9. So with a 7, 9, and 10, that is basically a 26 out of 30. All in all, really fantastic set, and I really love this set. And yeah, I would buy it again if I could find any sealed. And just maybe I'll just keep it sealed, you know, just keep it in my storage or something like that. That would be awesome for what it is. But yeah, that's all for today. And before we end the video, I just thought I'll show you the catalogs of this set as well. So the catalogs for this set right here is a bit different from before. It's more similar to the 2001 Hagrid's Heart that I have, which is that, like, you know how like Lego sets nowadays provide the pieces on top? This instruction manual here doesn't do that, and it can get kind of confusing for people who haven't viewed vintage sets before. So if you do like get a sealed vintage set or even used one, remember to kind of like be wary of this, because like, it can be kind of confusing at times. And yeah, that's kind of it for that. Other than that, we also have a catalog from back in the 1990s. I think it's the same year as when this set is released. So over here we have a lot of different themes on our side right there. Really nostalgic and just really fun to look at, because I definitely wish I have some of the sets, but like it's almost impossible to get them now for a decent price nowadays. So the only set I've ever seen, I think, is this one right here, one of the Rock Raiders one, the 4990. I think it goes for like $100-200 online, the last I saw, like on secondary market sealed. So yeah, other than that, I've never seen this Lego Technic sets before on any kind of secondary market, maybe on Bricklink, but I've never checked before. And yeah, I've definitely never seen like radio control before, because I don't think anyone in Singapore owns those sets or like are selling it online. Definitely seen some Star Wars old sets before, but just never gotten to buy it yet because I'm not really interested in buying this. But maybe someday, I would say. And then moving on to the back, we have more related sets to this team, which is from the Lego Trains line. So I'm just gonna go ahead and say this is almost impossible to get at a decent price. Nowadays, Lego Train go for at least like $300 to all the way like $600 online. It's absolutely crazy how the inflation price can go. Even this set that I currently just built and in this review is actually for like $60 online usually. So getting it for what I paid was that's crazy for what it is. So yeah. So yeah, this is actually quite interesting because like as you can see right here, there's actually a lot of labels that say like this is like 9 volts as well. So I think this is characterized by 9 volts tracks and yeah, different kind of voltages that they are using throughout this. So really cool. And other than that, we also have a 9 volt system right here with a whole battery system as well, which I bet you can't get it for a decent price nowadays as well. All of these are really nice to look at, and I'm very happy with how this catalog condition is as well. So yeah, very happy with this, and honestly that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed it so far, and I really love this set for what it is. I hope you enjoyed the video. Ninja never quit. See you on the next adventure. And if you do like this video, remember to subscribe, turn on the notification button, and I'll see you on the next adventure. Bye guys.